When a new AI model drops, engineers often reach for their credit card without checking the math. They treat recurring subscriptions as an inevitable tax on modern work. But recent behavioral research suggests this reliance might be costing you far more than just monthly fees. A 2026 study found that over 40% of users treated AI as an infallible authority, leading to a 10.7 to 42.9% reduction in their own earnings compared to those making rational economic decisions independent of the tool. Today, we connect this psychological trap to the engineering reality, how local hardware flips your economics from operational expense to capital asset while granting you total data sovereignty. The first step is recognizing that most engineers are paying a premium for convenience they can afford to buy outright. The average developer fragments their budget across multiple subscriptions like OpenAI, Anthropic, and specialized coding tools. While referral arbitrage allows some access at reduced rates of $10 or less, the cumulative cost over years adds up quickly. For an active practitioner running thousands of tokens daily, these recurring fees eventually dwarf the amortized cost of consumer-grade hardware. The break-even point typically lands between 6 to 12 months for anyone using AI tools more than 2 hours a day. Once that purchase is made, inference costs drop to near zero, limited only by electricity and maintenance expenses. This economic shift requires understanding the difference between renting compute power and owning it. Cloud providers charge per token processed, creating a variable cost structure that scales linearly with your usage volume. In contrast, local hardware allows you to run large models on your own machine without paying for every single word generated or analyzed. Benchmarks show modern consumer silicon can handle heavy workloads previously thought to require enterprise clouds. For instance, setups using AMD Strix Halo processors achieve speeds of around 100 tokens per second when running 30 billion parameter models like Qwen. This performance parity means you are no longer locked into the rate limits and latency spikes that public APIs impose on free or lower-tier users. Quick resource note: I keep a curated set of Amazon search links in the description for books, gear, and tools relevant to this channel's topics. Some are affiliate links, so I may earn a commission at no extra cost to you. Please consider supporting the channel by using those links if you find something useful. Beyond the immediate financial savings, there is a profound architectural shift occurring in how we handle data privacy. Cloud-based AI services often process user voice recordings, emails, and browsing habits on external servers by default. Navigating the settings to opt out of this usage can be frustrating. Google alone requires navigating an average of 7 different pages just to control its own AI training practices. Furthermore, major providers like OpenAI have updated their data retention policies 3 times between 2024 and 2025. This creates a moving target for compliance where code or datasets you sent last year might now be subject to new terms without your explicit consent. Self-hosted solutions eliminate the need to constantly navigate these complex opt-out menus or send proprietary logs to external servers. By running inference locally, all interactions stay on your local area network or device. This ensures that sensitive codebases never leave your machine, effectively turning you back into a customer rather than a data point for training models. You gain what engineers call information sovereignty. Instead of relying on a third party's interpretation of their terms, you control the pipeline entirely. This shift also enables more advanced engineering patterns like generative information retrieval or GenIR. Unlike traditional retrieval systems that simply fetch static documents, these local setups perform true synthesis by integrating external corpora directly with your language model to provide grounded responses while reducing hallucinations. You can build continuous training loops on proprietary data without the risk of leaking intellectual property into a public cloud environment. The ability to run 12 billion parameter models or even larger files locally means you are not constrained by what the API allows, but only by the physical limits of your own hardware and memory bandwidth. The psychological trap identified in that study highlights why this switch is difficult for many. When users treat AI as an authority figure, they voluntarily forgo guaranteed financial rewards in favor of uncertain outcomes based on predictions generated by a tool that may not have their best interests at heart. This dependency leads to the measurable reduction in earnings we discussed earlier. By taking ownership of your inference layer, you break this cycle of reliance and regain control over both your finances and your data integrity. For many practitioners, the decision is no longer about raw compute power alone, but about long-term strategic positioning. Engineers who rely solely on cloud APIs are effectively paying a recurring tax that compounds over years while simultaneously risking IP leakage of their proprietary code and datasets. Owning the inference layer transforms AI from an operational expense into a capital asset, improving your project margins significantly over time. If you calculate your token burn rate and find yourself using AI for 2 hours daily or more, the math dictates purchasing a capable consumer GPU or TPU is far more cost-effective than any subscription tier within 1 year. The hardware reality check confirms that this capability is now accessible to enthusiasts without needing data center resources. Whether it is a Mac Mini with its neural engine or an AMD Strix Halo setup, these devices provide the throughput needed for serious development work locally. You avoid the latency of waiting for cloud responses and gain the ability to iterate faster on your own systems. This control allows you to test new models and configurations without fear of breaking terms of service or incurring unexpected bills. In the end, the choice comes down to whether you want to rent a tool that might change its rules tomorrow or build an infrastructure that serves your specific engineering needs indefinitely. The psychological trap keeps many stuck in a cycle of paying for convenience while losing control over their most valuable assets, their code, and their time. By making the switch to local inference, you stop treating AI as an external authority figure and start using it as a powerful extension of your own capabilities. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I am a one-person team working hard to make each video better than the last. Subscribe if you found value. It is the best way to show support. Drop a comment with your biggest takeaway. See you in the next video.